I don't know about you, but I've spent the past couple of months feeling completely out of gas. For the first couple of months of the pandemic, I was a force of nature, a whirlwind of activity and productivity, creating, problem solving, doing all the things. And then the George Floyd tragedy happened, followed by nationwide protests and civil unrest. And the grief and anger and heartbreak and fear felt overwhelming. Personally, that was my breaking point. The point where I went from thriving in chaos to just trying to survive and keep my head above water. Although I always managed to complete all the mission-critical items on my professional and personal to-do lists, I seemed to have lost all ability to do anything discretionary. If it wasn't on fire, it didn't get done. I could do what was essential because the show must go on. But anything that was optional, no matter how small, was just too much. It was just a bridge too far. Now, fortunately, my job allows me to work with senior leaders around the world every week. And what I soon realized was that I was very much not alone. In my teaching sessions, as soon as one brave soul in the group would confess to feeling stressed, anxious, or depressed, almost invariably, all of the other leaders chimed in with their own stories of struggles. And everyone seemed relieved to realize that they weren't the only one having a hard time. So let me just be clear. If you have been struggling recently, you are not alone. The insidious thing about these sorts of feelings is that they often rob you of the energy and motivation to even try to engage in behaviors that could help you feel better. So you feel terrible, and you hate that you feel terrible, but you're so emotionally depleted that you struggle to do anything, even if you believe that it would help you feel better. The turning point for me was when I confessed my struggles to a dear friend, who responded by sharing his morning routine with me. His attitude is, win the morning, win the day. Essentially, if you can get a few solid wins under your belt very first thing in the morning, it often provides you with the energy and motivation that you need to be productive for the rest of the day. If nothing else, it ensures that you accomplish at least a few key wins each day, even if the rest of the day ends up going totally sideways. Inspired by his example, I created my own very simple set of morning rituals, habits that are easy to stick to, but that provide meaningful benefits for me, and by extension, to the people in my personal and professional lives as well. So now, I start every day by getting up and preparing my coffee. As my coffee is brewing, I do about 15 minutes of meditation on the Headspace meditation app. I refer to Headspace as the meditation app for people who hate meditation apps, which historically included me. But Headspace is a no BS, no woo-woo meditation app. It focuses purely on the mind and how it works, and how to leverage meditation to make your mind work better. It's science-based, down-to-earth, and it has a cheeky sense of humor. These are my people. Once I'm done with my meditation, I get to drink my coffee and have some breakfast. I've also just recently added 2 things to my morning ritual as I'm drinking my coffee following my meditation. The first is writing down 3 specific goals that would make the day a win overall. And second, writing down 3 things, or people or whatever, that I'm grateful for. Then at the end of the day, I can revisit my lists from the morning and see how I did against my 3 goals for the day, and also whether my areas of gratitude have shifted over the course of the day. There is an ever-increasing body of scientific research demonstrating the significant mental and emotional health benefits of a gratitude practice, which makes it a very good return for a minimal investment. So after you finish watching this video, I encourage you to consider crafting an intentional morning ritual of your own. At a minimum, consider the following 3 things. First, what activity, or set of activities, could you engage in first thing every morning that wouldn't take an enormous amount of time, but that would provide you with meaningful mental, emotional, and/or physical benefits? Be sure to choose activities that you find enjoyable or at least valuable, otherwise you probably won't stick with them. Second, how much time can you realistically allocate to your morning ritual? Remember that 15 to 20 minutes done consistently, day in and day out, is better than an hour that you only do sporadically because it's too much of a burden. And third, what adjustments do you need to make to implement your new morning ritual? Do you need to set your alarm a few minutes earlier? Ask for support or assistance from your partner or your kids. Are there unhelpful behaviors that you actually need to stop doing? So, for example, maybe you need to make a pact with yourself not to check your email until you've completed your self-care morning ritual. As you begin to experiment with your new morning rituals, also make sure to cut yourself some slack. If you're like most of us, myself included, you've been running on empty for a long time now. So start small and feel free to make adjustments as you go. With time, consistency, and self-compassion, you can begin to replenish what these extraordinary times have depleted and create the foundation for a lifelong morning ritual that will serve you well long after these uniquely challenging times have passed. For more information, as well as additional videos and resources, please visit my website.